All right, we are live once again. We're back. We had a week off. It feels like a month. Anytime we have a week off from the UFC, it feels like forever when we finally get back. UFC 302. We've got one title fight on the card. Johnny, what are your thoughts? How you feel about this one?
Yeah, we had a week off. It's a good week off. Got to rest the mind a little bit,
Yeah,
watch a couple shows, watch a couple movies I missed, and yeah, we're locked in here and we're ready to go.
it is nice catching up on just chilling out, watching shows.
Yeah, not
Nothing on
cramming
the
my
mind.
brain with not cramming my brain with 6 hours of tape every day.
Yeah, but it is
Uh,
awesome. It's always great to be back, and I'm excited for this card. So
oh yeah,
let's
good card.
let's jump right into it. Our first fight is in the flyweight division. We have Mitch Raposo making his UFC debut, although he's been around the scene for quite some time here, taking on Andre Lima, who famously was the man who won via bite in his last fight. What are your thoughts going into this one?
Yeah, like you said, Raposo's been around for a while. He was on the Contender Series. He got choked out by Hadley. Um, he was on the Ultimate Fighter. Didn't do well there. Got beat Ludwig Slovenian, think that guy's name is, who's not very good.
Yeah,
Um, but he has gone to the regional scene. He's won a couple fights. He's got power. He's got good boxing. Um, yeah, but it's against the competition. He's fighting lower level competition. Now he's stepping up, fighting this kid Lima, who I'm pretty high on. Kid's got good skills everywhere. Like the infamous bite bonus, bite of the night bonus. Um,
yeah,
yeah, he's got good striking, good wrestling. He's slick. One thing that did concern me was against Severino was he got taken down pretty easily in that first round, but he was able to get back up and land the more significant strikes. Here, Raposo coming in on short notice, like a week or so. So I don't know where his cardio's at, where his mind's at. It's a big shot for him trying to get into the UFC. I think he had a Contender Series fight book. I'm not sure. I think they were going to give him another shot, but then probably just took
yeah.
the UFC fight. Um, yeah, I don't know. I'm high on this kid Lima. I think he has potential. He's young. I think he's better everywhere. Yeah, I think this is just a Lima, probably a win, probably decision.
Yeah, I like Lima here too. Raposo is pretty good. I mean, his striking's good. Sometimes he's just a little bit too. He's in and out, and he's not. His volume is not great. Sometimes he has a little bit of success, and then he kind of backs out when he shouldn't. He does land good takedowns, which obviously we saw Lima get taken down. But like you said, his get up game is really good. His striking game is really good. I think overall he's just a better fighter. He's coming in here on a full camp. He was expecting to fight. He's had experience in the UFC. He's got one fight in the UFC. He did look like he might have been slowing down slightly in that fight, but nothing crazy. So I like him here. I put a bet together, a parlay together with a baseball play today that already cashed. So I've got him at plus money going
Okay.
into the card. So that's probably all I'll bet. But if I was going to bet it, yeah, I'd probably bet the over 2.5 or the decision because I do think this one goes. I
Yeah,
think goes.
I like Lima and over 1.5. That's like minus 120. That's
Yeah,
probably
that's
what I'll be
that's
on there.
I like that. I
Uh,
like that a lot.
or you can get the round 3 or decision is plus 120. I mean,
Yeah,
I
you can
like
get
that
plus
as
money.
well.
I mean, he could snatch up a submission. He does have
Yeah,
he does have decent subs,
and
but
he's black
historically
belt.
both guys are you know both guys pretty durable, good strikers. I could see them just going back and forth for 3 rounds. But yeah, I just think Lima's the better fighter. He's had a higher level competition.
Yeah.
So Lima over 1.5. Yeah, solid there.
Yep.
All right, our next fight is in the women's bantamweight division. We have Aylin Perez taking on Jocelyn Edwards. Tough. I always struggle with Edwards fights. I feel like they're always close, and I just end up on the wrong end either way. But what are your thoughts here going into this one?
Yeah, this is a rematch of the brawl at the PI. I guess Jocelyn Edwards ran up on Perez, and I think she blacked her eye. She got her pretty good. So this is a rivalry. This is a beef. These two girls, they don't like each other. Jocelyn Edwards, I backed her a lot. Good striking, good leg kicks, decent cardio, but horrible takedown defense. A gust of wind can take her down. Yeah, and then with Perez, I mean, her game is pretty much what she's been doing is just getting the fight down to the ground pretty easily. Her takedowns look really good the last two fights, really impressive. Yeah, good top control. Questionable cardio in the Pudilova fight. She did gas in the third round. Pudilova did win that round. She still won the fight. Yeah, I think it's going to be pretty easy here for Perez to get takedowns. And yeah, I think this is. I mean, these girls are going to go at it. But I think Perez is going to be able to get the takedowns, land some nasty ground and pound. That Ashley Evans Smith, I mean, her top game was pretty good ground and pound. Yeah, I think she's going to be able to do the same thing. She's going to be able to just take Edwards down at will, and if the cardio holds up, I think she could do it for 3 rounds.
Yeah,
I'm going to lean Perez here, and I'd probably parlay or money lineup. I don't know if I want to get involved with the decision. These girls might look for blood here, so
yeah,
could be a sneaky if she gets on top and she just starts, going to town. Then, depending on the referee, they could stop it.
Yeah, it's tough to find a prop that I like in this fight. I do like Perez for all the reasons you said. I think she can get the takedowns at will. Edwards, while she can land a takedown herself, I don't think she's going to land a takedown here. And even if she does, when she does land takedowns, her control's not very good. She gets swept pretty easily.
Like we've seen in the Cannoli fight. I was on her in the Cannoli fight, and she got all those takedowns and didn't really do anything. And
right, she
ended up losing the fight.
Like whenever they were on the feet, she got beat up. Yeah, so she always makes it close. It's competitive. But yeah, this is one. I could see it getting dicey late if Perez lands a bunch of takedowns. Starts to fade.
I was going to see what is Edwards round 3 KO. That's not out yet, but the round 3 is plus
that's
2,200. A little sprinkle there, but I definitely think Perez wins the fight. I'll probably be parlaying her money lineup with something else. Yeah, but the Edwards round 3 for a little taste would be interesting if Perez gasses and
it would, and the way Perez fights go, I mean, you could probably get a pretty good line on Edwards live. So if there's any thought it's going to go to the cards, anything like that, that might be worth a sprinkle. But I do think Perez wins. I think she controls this fight. Big number on her. She's going to be kind of pricey on DraftKings, but she could put up a big score with multiple takedowns and a lot of top control. If she gets the ground and pound going, that would be ideal, but she doesn't always. So it's hit or miss there, but yeah, I think she gets a lot of control in this fight, and I think she should win this one. All right, we'll move on to the next fight in the welterweight division. We have the return of Mickey Gall, who seems to fight once every couple of years, against Basel Hafez, who almost pulled a crazy upset against Jack Della Maddalena in his UFC debut on short notice. What are your thoughts here?
Yeah, this is an interesting fight. We haven't seen Mickey Gall in like 2 years. He's been off, hasn't fought. Um, Coming back here against this guy Hafez, who, I mean, on short notice, he put a good performance for himself against JDM. I mean, first round he clearly won, but you know he did tend to gas. He gassed. I don't know if that was just short notice or, I mean, he looked tired, and then a couple other his fights kind of tends to gas too. Um, yeah, but they did, like, I think like maybe a few years ago they did have like a grappling match, and I think Hafez won that. So I mean Hafez is going to want
Yeah.
to get this to the ground, and whether he gets him out, I don't know. Probably, maybe. Mickey Gall, I don't think Mickey Gall is very durable. He's there to be got, but yeah, this is kind of like two grapplers going at it. So I mean, I'm gonna lean Hafez, but I don't really have any confidence here. I don't know what to expect out of Mickey Gall, and could this guy Hafez just have that one good performance against JDM? Like we've seen before, guys come in on short notice, have a good performance, and then the next fight they're big favorites and they end up losing. So is Mickey the Gall the guy to do it? I don't know, maybe, but I'm gonna pick Hafez to win this. But confidence is, eh.
Yeah, I mean, my confidence is higher in Hafez here. I'm not a Mickey Gall fan. He's kind of crushed some cans in the UFC. He really doesn't have a quality win.
Hey,
He's
he beat
beat.
CM Punk, man. Come on.
Outside of CM Punk, he doesn't have any quality wins.
Yeah.
He
Right.
beat Mike Jackson. He beat what's that kid's name? That Williams kid who turned out to be just a real chinny guy and got knocked out a bunch. So yeah, I mean, Mickey Gall, his grappling's good. He's been off for 2 years, so who knows? Maybe he's improved. I mean, he's a solid fighter. I think he got to the UFC too fast. Um, he was brought in for that fight, the CM Punk fight, and then he obviously won that. And then he fought a guy like Mike Jackson, who's also doesn't belong anywhere near a UFC cage. So he's got a handful of wins in the UFC, but nothing actually good. I'm
Yeah, the
sure if he stuck
competition is
around the
poor.
regional scene for a little while, he'd probably be better suited for debuting sometime around now. But yeah, I don't think he's very good. Grappling's good, but Hafez grappling is better. Hafez, I feel like, is stronger. He's more explosive, and he's durable. So a lot of Mickey Gall's wins. He catches guys early and beats them up. I don't see that. I don't see that happening here. I like Hafez. I've got him in a couple parlays already. Like I said, again, I threw him in some baseball stuff that I've already cashed. So I'm just waiting on the Hafez fight. So I've got him at plus money going in, which is awesome. But I think he wins this fight. I think he probably finishes Mickey at some point. All right, we'll move on to our next fight in another welterweight fight. Got a bunch of welterweight fights on this card. We've got Phil Rowe taking on Jake Matthews. Two guys that they're always interesting. Matthews sometimes looks like an absolute killer, and then he just I don't know. He doesn't show up. What are your thoughts here?
Yeah, interesting fight here. Jake Matthews, fucking crazy. He's had 19 UFC fights. Like, holy shit. This guy he's a veteran. He's been around, but he's not really like, he doesn't really do anything that's like catches your eye. Like, he's just like an average fighter. He's flaky too. He'll be a big favorite and he'll lose. Like, he'll disappoint. Um, He's been falling in love with his hands lately. He's been striking. He hasn't been really mixing in the wrestling, which I mean, if he mixed in the wrestling, I think he'd have a lot more success. I don't really trust his chin. Yeah, but then Phil Rowe's another guy. I mean, he's a long, lengthy guy. He's got good jiu-jitsu. He's like hit or miss, but I mean, in this spot, I think I can't lay minus 155 with Jake Matthews. It's just, I mean,
Right.
it's like this for me is dog or pass. I'm probably going to bet Phil Rowe, and then hope that he can just use his range, use his jab, just keep his distance, and use the reach advantage and win a decision probably, or maybe a late knockout. But yeah, I like Rowe here.
Yeah, I'm right there with you, man. This is a dog or pass fight if I've ever seen it. Neither guy's really, you just can't depend on either one of them. But I don't know, man. I think Rowe's good. I think he's durable. His jiu-jitsu is really good. So if the fight does go to the ground, he's always live. He's long. He's rangy. He's a tough out. I think it's going to be a close fight. And yeah, I think I'm happy to put my money on Phil Rowe and take a dog shot here and see what happens. I mean, Matthews looks like a kid that, he's still young. He could at some point just take off, but we're yet to see it. Who knows if we ever will? Maybe he puts it all together and he's a killer. But as of right now, I don't think he's great. I think he has holes, and I think Phil Rowe's a problem, and it's going to be a close fight. So, give me the dog in this one.
Yeah, I like the length and the reach and the jab, the Rowe.
Yeah.
And then I just think he's going to be able to just keep it on the outside and pick him apart, use the jab. I think he can grapple him. He could probably pin him up on the cage, get dirty, land some elbows.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot to like about Rowe. As a dog, I'll take my shot. It's going to be a good fight. It'll be a fun fight to watch, but I think Rowe's the side here. All right, our next fight is in the lightweight division. We have Grant Dawson taking on Joe Selecki, two guys who like to grapple, two guys coming off of pretty bad knockouts in their last fight. Dawson, pretty big favorite here. What are your thoughts on this one?
Yeah, this is two grapplers here going at it. We've seen in Dawson's last fight, came in as a big favorite against Bobby Green, decided he wanted to strike that night and got chinned. And then we've seen in Selecki's last fight, he tried to roll for an armbar, got picked up on and slammed on his head. So it's like, these guys, I don't know. This is going to probably be a grappling match. Who can get the better position? Who can get better angles? Or, I think Dawson's probably going to be able to have. He's probably the more heavier wrestler, has more potential of finishing here. But Selecki has good BJJ. This is a tough one. I definitely think Dawson should be the favorite, but the line's kind of, I think, is probably a little too wide. Because what if Selecki gets on his back in round one and then steals round one, and just
right.
Yeah, this is kind of a tough one for me. This is two grapplers. I do think Dawson is definitely the better grappler here, but I don't know. His last fight it was just like, what are you doing, man? What is Selecki do? Is that chin just gone to where Bobby Green's knocking you out? Bobby Green, doesn't really finish anybody, And
yeah, it was a weird one too, because like it wasn't a big shot; it was a stiff jab. My thought is, and watching it back, like when I watched it originally, I thought maybe he got knocked out in camp or something like that. And then watching it back, I'm like, I just feel like something was up with him, because that was weird to get the way he got knocked out. It wasn't a big punch. He went down like nothing. So
yeah,
I don't know. Maybe it was something in camp. Who knows? Or maybe it just hit him just right. That can happen. I don't think Joe Selecki's really got that kind of. I don't think he has that kind of a threat. At least Bobby Green's known for his striking.
Yeah, his striking. He's not known for his striking here. Dawson minus 500. I don't love it. When earlier in the week when it was was a little cheaper, but money's just pouring in on Dawson. I mean, I guess
Yeah.
if you want to bet Dawson, it's the decision.
Yeah, I saw
Maybe.
the decision at -105. I don't know what
Yeah,
it
it's
is right
minus
now.
105 right now. Minus
Yeah, I
105.
don't hate that because I mean Dawson's kind of been a decision machine, and he's fighting. He's going to grapple a guy who wants to grapple, so it
Yeah,
could
I just
easily
think this could
go
be a
3 rounds.
weird fight, man. It just seems like a weird fight to me.
Yeah,
It's like who can get the grappling position and who can, pretty much. Yeah, it's going to be a weird fight. I think Dawson will win, but I don't know. Probably the decision. But yeah, minus
yeah,
500 on the money line is not too appealing.
yeah. It's a crazy line. It's tough to trust him.
And he's like the same number he was against Bobby Green, like in
Right.
fucking got wrecked. So it's like, do you really want to trust this guy again at that number?
Yeah, it's tough. It's tough. It's
Maybe like late finish props for Dawson. Dawson round 3 is like 10-1. I mean,
yeah. I saw both of his finish props were in the plus money, like +200 for a sub, and
no,
then like
plus 300 for the
+500.
sub, and the knockout is plus 550. I mean, he can't
Yeah,
get on top and just smash him
I don't
out.
I don't
I mean,
hate I don't hate that at all.
550, a little sprinkle. I mean,
Yeah. Like I said, I could see him winning by decision. The -105 is solid too. It's tough. It's tough, man. Yeah, I feel like you just got to take a stab and see what you get, or just leave it alone. I don't.
maybe bet it live. Maybe Dawson loses round 1 and you can get a better number, But if
Yeah,
he's minus 500, how much better number are you going to get after round 1?
right.
If he loses it,
Yeah, it's a tough one. I mean,
it's just juice. Like you can't do nothing. Like
yeah, they just
unless you
don't
take
want
a
you to bet
shot.
on it. But yeah,
Yeah.
you can take a shot on the +500 TKO or late finish. But yeah, as of right now, Dawson's the pick for me. I mean, maybe you could throw him in there with another fighter or two to try to get a decent parlay piece. But yeah, it's
I mean,
tough.
Dawson and Perez. I mean, I don't mind that. What's that number? Dawson with Perez. Yeah, I'll probably bet that. But I don't know. Maybe I'll throw him in a parlay. I'm not sure yet.
Yeah,
Probably.
but yeah, I mean, we don't have to force anything. That's
Yeah.
Dawson. I think Dawson wins. I think he's the stronger pure wrestler, so he should have the advantage there. And if he lays on him for 3 rounds, he lays on him for 3 rounds. It is.
I could
That's
definitely
good
see
enough.
that happening.
So,
Definitely see that happening.
but we can move on to the next fight. I've got a little bit more confidence in this one, even though he's coming off of a knockout loss. Jalton Almeida takes on Alexander Romanov, who I'm not a fan of at all. I think he's a great hammer. He's a terrible nail, and I think Almeida can push the pace here and get him tired and do whatever he wants. I know you're a big Almeida guy. You were disappointed in that last fight. What are your thoughts here?
Yeah, Almeida's my guy, man. Big Almeida guy. In last fight, I mean, pretty much dominated every minute until he didn't. Shot in the second round, got clipped with an elbow behind the ear, put him out. Yeah, but I mean, he was just completely dominating Curtis Blades, took him down at will. Yeah, great wrestling, great BJJ, great fighter. I like him. I like the guy. I had thought he was going to be the next heavyweight champion, but yeah, that didn't look that. I hate those words. That didn't look too well good in the last fight. But yeah, he's getting a pretty soft matchup here with Romanov. I think. I mean, I think Romanov, when he first came in the UFC, he was the hammer. Like they were feeding him guys like fucking Chase Sherman and guys of that caliber, where he would just go in there, implement his grappling, and just ground these dudes to dust. But as you've seen, like they've given him kind of this level of competition, and now he's fat. It's like he's like, I don't know if he made it to the UFC, now he's here, and now he just wants to fucking just eat and be fat, or if he's taking it seriously or not. I don't know. But yeah, I think he's the cardio. He's got no cardio. I think maybe 7 minutes of cardio, and then after that, he's probably cooked. Almeida's going to be on him. He's going to be taking him down. Romanov's going to be working. I think eventually Almeida finds a sub here and taps him out at some point. Yeah, big Almeida guy will be on. I'll have him in parlays, and I'll be on his sub.
Yeah, I'm gonna have Almeida in my NASCAR parlays coming up. I'm kind of mad I didn't throw him in with some of my baseball parlays from this week, but I like Almeida. I think I just think he's so much better than Romanov. He forces the grappling. Romanov, if he's not dominating the grappling, he's trash. So yeah,
Curtis Blades has way better striking and power than I think Romanov. I don't see.
Yeah, Curtis Blades is just world's level better than Romanov. Just higher fight IQ, higher better experience, cardio. Curtis Blades is on another level. They're not even in the same stratosphere.
So this is also a step down in competition for Almeida. So yeah.
Coming off a loss, I think that you'll see the best you're going to get. I just don't like Romanov. So I think this is a great bounce back spot for Almeida. And I do, like you said, I do think he probably finds a finish at some point. Late second, maybe.
They took this off. They took this off the main card for fucking Nico Price and fucking Moreno. Fucking Moreno or whatever.
Yeah. I guess I can see it to a certain extent because Nico Price is an exciting fighter, but if you kind of want to, I don't know, maybe they wanted to.
Yeah, we'll talk about that. We'll talk about that later.
Yeah, maybe they wanted to showcase Almeida when they got a bigger crowd watching. Not everybody buys the pay-per-view, so.
Or Dana White said, "Fucking, this guy's just gonna fucking take him down 100 times. Get this off the pay-per-view."
Could be.
Yeah.
Our next fight is in the middleweight division. We have Cesar Almeida taking on Roman Kopylov. Almeida, great kickboxing, solid overall game. We've seen him his takedown defense looks pretty. He gets taken down, but he gets up pretty well. Roman Kopylov, another good kickboxer. He does have a sambo background. A little bit more experience on the UFC level. What are your thoughts here?
Yeah, it's an interesting fight. Almeida coming in. He's a credentialed glory kickboxer. Great striking, great kickboxing. He's been impressive in his first two fights in the Contender Series fight and in his last fight against Butka. Pretty much just stuffed all the takedowns and then just pretty much just landed and put him away. But this is an MMA fight. This isn't kickboxing. I don't know. I like Kopylov. I mean, his last fight, he was grapple fucked by Fluffy, choked out. But I don't see him having this kind of concern. This is going to be on the feet. These guys are going to be banging. Someone will probably go to sleep. I like Kopylov's boxing. His boxing is pretty good, man. And this isn't a kickboxing match. This is MMA. So I mean, I think Kopylov here is going to be the pick for me. I see everybody on Almeida drifted the line, went the other way. I like Kopylov here. I'm going to have to go side with Kopylov in this spot. I think his striking is crisp. I think he can maybe mix in a takedown if he wants. But even though Almeida is hard to take down, but yeah, I mean, I think Kopylov's going to probably put him away in round 2 or 3.
Yeah, I've gone back and forth on this fight, and I don't know what to think. My initial pick is Almeida. I just think it's going to be the striking is going to be close. I do think Kopylov is faster, and that could play a big role. And if Kopylov can get his shots off and stay safe, I definitely can see Kopylov winning this fight. It's tough. I don't know, man. This is going to be one. I I don't have a bet on this fight yet. I don't even know if I will. I just don't know. I'm not confident in this fight at all. Um, Kopolov is really good, and he's well rounded. I know he got out grappled by Fluffy, but it kind of was like one mistake that led to him getting choked out, and Fluffy's ridiculous on the ground. So it is tough. I don't know, man. I have Almeida circled in my notes right now, so that's my official pick. But yeah, there's no confidence there, so I'm not sure if I'm going to do anything with this fight at all.
Yeah, another thing I like the under 2.5 violence. I think someone's definitely going to sleep here. I think.
Yeah, I don't. What's the
mean,
number on that?
Minus 130. That's
Yeah,
a beautiful price for under 2.5. I think one of these guys is gonna,
Yeah, I could see that being my only bet on this fight, honestly.
Yeah, under's violence here for sure. These guys are gonna stand in the pocket and bang. I think someone's going to sleep.
Yeah. So, yeah, we're betting on violence in this one. We're split on who we think is going to win, but again, like my confidence isn't very high in this one. So, yeah, we'll bet on violence and we'll see what happens. All right, our next fight is in the welterweight division. We have Randy Brown taking on Elizeu Zaleski dos Santos. Another tough one for me. Both guys pretty good strikers. Randy Brown really rangy, long. Both guys, both guys can be hurt. So you never really know what you're going to get. What are your thoughts here?
Yeah, this is an interesting fight here for me. Initially, before tape, I thought I would be going into the fight and I would be betting Randy Brown. But after watching the tape, I mean, just seems like Randy Brown he always fights down to his competition. He always makes, whenever you think he's going to have a sizable advantage, he always does something to make a mistake in the fight and make it close. That's my worry. And Zaleski, he's just a grimy, just gritty guy. He's going to walk forward. He's going to throw bombs. He's going to be in your face. Now, what could issue a problem is if Brown is getting off that jab and popping him in the face, pushing him back, hurting him like that, using leg kicks. But I don't know. I want to bet Randy Brown, but I just can't lay minus 175 on him. Like, this is going to have to be a dog or pass for me. I think Zaleski, I mean, he knocked out Sean Strickland, who was on this card. He beat Benoit Saint Denis pillar to post. Yeah. The last fight with Fakhretdinov got dropped in the first round, lost the second round, but came back and nearly put him away in round 3. Fakhretdinov. So he's got heart. He's a warrior. He's going to be there. I'm going to have to side with Zaleski here.
Dude, I'm with you. I'm right there with you because, like you said, Randy Brown fights tend to be close. And, I mean, basically, Randy Brown got bludgeoned in the third round against Wellington Turman, who's not good.
Yeah,
nose broken,
has no chin. Yeah.
Brutal. That's a brutal look. And then, like you said,
the Trinaldo fight. I mean, that was another one too.
Santos in the third round against Fakhretdinov, who Fakhretdinov he's a good fighter. He almost had him out of there. It was a dominant.
I don't know how the ref didn't stop that fight. I mean, the amount of damage he took. I mean, I don't know.
It was insane. So like that right there, like you got a close fight. You look at these 2 third rounds, and I know MMA math and this, that, the other, but I feel like it's going to be close, and I feel like Dos Santos, if it comes down to a close, the fight's close and it comes down to the third round, I think he can win the fight. And as a dog, I'll take that every day of the week. So, Dos Santos is the pick for me. I'll bet him money line. I probably have him in a DraftKings lineup because I don't have much in the way of dogs on this card, so he's probably definitely going to be in my single entry lineup. But yeah, I just don't. I just can't trust Randy Brown, and it's going to be a close enough fight. I think the damage can go to Santos, and he can get it done. Our next fight is again in the welterweight division. We have Nico Price taking on Alex Morono. These two have fought before. Price ended up winning that fight, but he took a lot of damage early, and he's taking a lot of damage. He's taking a lot of damage throughout his career. Morono, another guy who, he can be winning fights and then lose them. But it's another close one. What are your thoughts here?
Yeah, this one is a tough one for me. I mean, two guys who have questionable chins here. I mean, Nico Price in his last fight. I mean, just Robbie Lawler in his retirement fight just goes out there and just fucking sparks him, runs right through him. Brutal. I mean, that was crazy. When does a retirement ever go out? When does a guy ever go out on retirement go out well? And that was an instance where Robbie Lawler just starched him.
Yeah.
And that was crazy. And Morono, I mean, I don't know, man. This guy Court McGee was hanging in there in the last fight. I mean, and the Ponzinibbio fight, he was winning, and then until he wasn't winning,
right,
and got sparked in the third. I mean, both these guys have questionable chins. I mean, I guess Morono would probably be the better all-around fighter, maybe. But I don't know. I don't have a strong pick in this.
Fighter for sure.
Yeah, I mean, I just think Nico Price's chin is probably gone, man. And I think, the way I'm going to look to attack this is violence. I like under 2.5. That's going to be a play for me here. I don't want to lay my money on either one of these guys. So I like violence here for sure.
Yeah, I agree. Morono is my pick to win the fight, but
But like you said.
Yeah,
in the first fight, Morono was beating him pillar to post until he wasn't. Nico Price does have power, chin, but he does have power. So could he catch Morono? I think he could. But
yeah, I agree. I think he could too. It's tough. It's tough to pick a side, and he's wild. He comes forward. That's why he takes a lot of damage, because he comes forward. He throws haymakers. He's not very technical. He's gotten by a lot of his career on just being wild and pushing a pace on his opponents and surviving, and then he does have some ridiculous power. So he's pulled a few fights out of the bag that he probably shouldn't have won. The Morono fight probably being one of them. So yeah, this is a tough one, but yeah, I like Morono to win. I think he knows if he stays patient, he probably finds a spot at some point. But like you said, bet on violence here, and there's a good chance that one of these guys goes down, and it could be in the first round. Like if Morono gets going early, like he did in that last fight, I don't know where Nico Price's chin is at right now. So, it could be over quick. And, that would be the third knockout in a row. So he's been getting cracked. So yeah, I like violence here. Morono's the official pick. But yeah, I think betting on violence is probably the better way to go.
Yeah, like in the Randy Brown Nico Price fight. He almost finished Randy Brown in the third, and then ends up getting put out.
Yeah, he was on his way to just finishing him there, and then next thing you know, he's done.
Yeah, he's out.
It's so that's just how he fights. He's sporadic. He's all over the place. His fight IQ
no chin.
doesn't
Chin's
exist.
Gone.
Yeah, and the chin is gone. It's getting worse and worse with every knockout. So yeah, I agree. All right, our next fight is in the middleweight division. We have Kevin Holland taking on Michael Oleksiejczuk. Holland He's always active. We just saw him fight not too long ago against MVP. Somewhat of a weird fight, but that's a Kevin Holland fight for you. What are your thoughts here?
Yeah, MVP pretty much beat him up for 3 rounds. Yeah, I don't know. Kevin Holland's a guy that's like who has a clear advantage, but never wants to use it. He wants to,
Right.
clear. Here he's gonna have, Olin Chaychuk's. He's gonna want to walk forward and throw bombs. That's his game. Walk forward, throw bombs, use his boxing. That's it. That's all he's gonna do. Holland has a clear path to victory here. Take this guy down and choke him out. Like he could easily do that. But is he gonna do that? Probably not. He's going to stand there and he's going to bang. Like that's what he does. He puts on entertaining fights for the fans, and I think, I mean, he should win this fight. I like him here to win inside the distance. I could see like a club and sub here. But yeah, I mean, I think Mikey O has one path to victory, and that's going to be walking forward and throwing a bomb.
Yeah.
And I mean, like you seen in the Michelle Pereira fight, Michelle Pereira just walked him down and just destroyed him in round 1. Yeah, I think this is going to be primarily a striking, but I mean, if Holland was smart, he would just fucking take this guy down and just fucking choke him out. Get it
Right.
done and over with. Like, get back on the win column. You lost 2 in a row. Get back in the win column here. Don't take any risk standing in the pocket with this guy who's only a one-trick pony and has that power in his hands. Take this dude down and tap him out. But yeah, the pick is going to be Holland inside the distance, and yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I think Holland has a clear advantage in the grappling department. But I mean, this kind of is a tailor-made fight for him because it is a guy who's going to come forward.
Holland is moving up too in weight. He's moving up.
Is this a middleweight fight? Oh yeah.
Moving up.
So yeah, I mean, it's kind of tailor-made though because Holland wants a guy who's going to come forward and trade with him. He does have really good striking. His counters are good. I could see him catching him. Like you said, there's a club and sub opportunity here. Obviously, yeah, he could use the grappling and make it a little bit easier, but we know that's probably not the Kevin Holland way. But yeah, I don't know. I just think overall the length is there. He is a very good striker. He's a very good, well-rounded fighter. He doesn't always do what you want him to do, but I think he should win this fight. I think he probably finds a finish at some point because Olin Chaychuk, he's coming for the kill too. So, yeah, I feel like it's a good bounce back spot for Holland though, for sure. All right, our next fight is in the middleweight division. This is our co-main event. This is a 5-round fight, non-title 5-round fight. Which is fitting. This should be a 5-round fight. We've got Sean Strickland taking on Paulo Costa. Paulo Costa, brick shit house, man. He's, he can take all the damage. He's got big time power. Sean Strickland, durable as they come, great striking. Just really good boxing. What are your thoughts here?
Yeah, this is a fun fight. I like this fight. 5 rounds, which I think is definitely in the favor of Strickland here. Strickland, his game plan is he's a great boxer. He's going to use that Philly shell and roll. He's going to put up volume. He's going to, 5 rounds is made for him. He's going to take over those later rounds, 3, 4, 5. That's usually when he starts getting going. I thought he won his last fight against Dricus. I think he should still be the champ. I get a lot of pushback on that, but yeah, I thought he clearly won that fight. Coming in here, these 2 guys entertaining on X and in their press conferences, talking shit. These guys are going to be talking in there. Yeah. It's going to be an entertaining fight. Costa built like a brick, just fucking. He's going to walk forward. He doesn't throw a lot of volume. He does have some pretty wicked head kicks, though. That's one thing Strickland is going to have to watch out for is those head kicks. Like we've seen that he did that spinning heel hook kick with Whitaker and almost put him out in round one.
Yeah.
Strickland's going to have to be aware of that because Zaleski Dos Santos put him out with that. So he's going to have to be on the P's and Q's for that power early. Costa's going to be trying to land that explosive shot, and this is pretty much going to be volume, versus like power. So we did see coming into this that Costa does have that staph infection on his foot. It looks like staph. It definitely does. So how is that cardio going to be later on into the fight? I don't know. I definitely think, there's a 100% cardio advantage for Strickland here. So, I like Strickland here to get the job done. There's always going to
be a cardio advantage there with Strickland.
Yeah.
Regardless, but, that staff is
Strickland's just going to have to mind his P's and Q's early and just, take it into later waters, use his jab, put the volume on him. I could see him getting a late finish or probably a decision. I don't mind a decision. But, I like Strickland here to get the job done.
Yeah, I agree. I think this fight does go long. Both guys are durable, generally speaking.
Yeah.
Strickland, like you said, he's gonna use that shell. His boxing is really crisp. He knows how to stay safe. I think he won. I think he won that title fight against Duplessis personally, but so I just think he's really good. I think this fight does favor him going long. Costa is always dangerous, though. Even when he's tired, he's still dangerous, and he still comes forward. So I do think it's going to be competitive. I think it'll be a relatively close fight, but I don't know, unless Costa just pulls something out and just decides maybe mix in some grappling, but I don't even think that's really, Strickland's tough to take down.
Yeah, his takedown defense and his wrestling is pretty good.
Yeah,
Strickland wants to be a wrestler. He can get it off, but
he's another guy who I wish he would wrestle more because I think he does have an advantage over a lot of guys in the division. He just chooses not to. He wants to stand and do the man dance. That's what he says, and that's what he does. So. But
the Pereira fight, he had a clear path to be taken down, but then he wants a guy with the most deadliest punch in the game right now, that left hook, put him out cold.
Yeah, it's just it's crazy. But I think regardless, if he doesn't, I don't think he's going to be. Either guy's probably not going to be wrestling. So you have to give the cardio advantage to Strickland. You have to give the volume advantage to Strickland. Costa is going to be live. He's going to be dangerous. The power's there. But I do think Strickland is the side here in this one for sure.
We don't know how that staff is going to like that.
Yeah, that's the other thing too. And that's actually an interesting thing coming into this title fight here. With Poirier and Makhachev, because we said it on the podcast last time when Poirier fought
the Saint Denis fight.
How's the staff going to affect him? Well, it seems like it affected him a lot, and now it looks like Islam has staff coming in. So, so this is going to be a tough fight, man. It's obviously, I think Islam is the play here, but I don't know, man. Like, we know he's a beast, and if he gets an opportunity, he's going to capitalize. What are your thoughts on this one?
Yeah, this is a fun matchup here. You get Poirier on his last hoorah. Like me personally, I want to see him put Islam out cold.
It'd be great.
Yeah, that would be awesome. But was that going to happen? I don't know. Islam is really, 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 really good, man. He's probably the pound for pound best right now. he's better than Khabib was. I mean, the striking is levels above Khabib, and I think the grappling is, is phenomenal. Yeah, it's a tough one. Like you said, the guy, he's got that staph on. How is that going to affect him, if it even does at all? I don't know. I mean, he said he had a perfectly fine training camp and shouldn't be a concern, but of course everybody's going to say that.
Right, yeah.
These two got heated at the press conference. I mean, he didn't. I don't think he understood what Poirier was saying. He said, "I'm gonna put you to sleep, motherfucker." He thought he was talking about his mom. Another lost in translation. That was pretty crazy.
Yeah.
I don't know. Islam should probably it should be similar to the Khabib fight. I mean, but like the moments that it was on the feet, Poirier did have success against Khabib. He did hurt him in that second round.
Yep.
And Islam, we've seen Islam. I mean, he got chin checked a while back when I think it was like his first debut, I think, or
it was like his first or second fight in the UFC.
Yeah. So, I mean, the pick is going to be Islam, but Islam inside the distance for me. Islam by sub. But my heart is probably like when I bet Islam, and if Poirier puts him out, I'm not going to be mad.
Yeah, I'm in the same boat, man. I would love to see Dustin win this fight.
Yeah.
The one thing I will say, when you're talking about the staff, the difference between Makhachev and Saint Denis is Makhachev's been in these big fights before. Saint Denis never really was. So I think that had a little bit to do with the adrenaline dump as well. He kind of just went for it. He was kind of throwing Poirier around. He's just going for the kill, and Poirier just kind of survived the storm. But Makhachev knows, like, if he's not going to sit there and stand on the feet if anything's going wrong at all. And his wrestling is so good. It's tough to stop regardless. I don't care if he's tired or what it is. He's really tough to stop the takedowns. So I do like Makhachev to win, obviously. But I don't know. I'll probably take a shot on. I'll take a Dustin TKO shot.
Like 2, 3, or 4.
Yeah, and like you said, I'll probably be on the Islam sub, like rounds 2, 3, 4, maybe somewhere in there. I know Keg gave that out earlier in the week on one of the shows he did, and that was like plus 500. Now it's like plus 2 something. Dropped like a rock. So I don't know. It's tough because obviously I'm going to be playing DFS, and you're going to want to get this one right on DFS. So I'm probably going to have to be on the Makhachev side. But it's if Dustin wins this fight, it would be awesome. I would love it. Dude's an absolute warrior. He's been through it all. It would be cool to see. But I have to roll with Makhachev. I think he gets it done. But we'll see. I don't know how I'm going to bet the fight. Like I said, I'll probably take a stab on the TKO with Dustin, sub with Makhachev, and we'll go from there.
I mean, you can get Poirier KO 2, 3, 4 at 14.
Yeah, like that's worth throwing.
But what about the sub? What if he pulls off the fucking miracle gilly and just fucking catches him, bro? That would be fucking sick, bro. If Dustin pulls off the gilly and fucking chokes Islam out cold in Jersey, bro, that would be fucking legendary, bro. And then you just retire, like.
Then he just drops the belt and he's out.
Yeah, that'd be fucking crazy. Islam sub 2, 3, 4 is plus 300 for me. So
and that's worth betting to me, I guess.
Sub by itself is like minus 120, which is not bad.
Yeah.
What about an Islam decision? What if Poirier can just survive?
I mean, he could. What did he? He's got sub by Khabib. What, in the 4th round?
3rd, I think. End of the 3rd.
Oh, was it the 3rd? Oh yeah, Conor got sub in the 4th.
Yeah.
I
don't know. It's going to be a fun, interesting fight. I mean, Probably Dustin's last fight. I mean, great fighter, great UFC
Yeah,
career.
You would think
I
it's
mean,
probably it for him. Like win or lose, like he could walk away. Great career. Never got the official championship. Got the interim. Made a lot of money.
yeah.
What else is there? Unless that Connor fight's there. If Connor beats Chandler or something like that, and I could see Dustin taking that fight. But other than that,
No, if Connor
what's
wins, he's getting a title shot.
I guess that's true too. He's definitely getting a title shot if he wins. So
yeah, it should be an interesting card, man. Fun card. I think there's some spots to make some good money on. And yeah.
So stay tuned for tomorrow night, the NASCAR show. I will be parlaying guys like Almeida, maybe some of the bigger favorites that I'm not super confident in. I'll probably throw them in with some NASCAR picks. Keg and Coop will have the plays there, so I'll definitely be tailing whatever they do. And
what I was going to look to do, I was going to look to tie Real Madrid to lift the trophy to a couple fighters, and that was going to be my parlay piece to get some guys down.
Okay.
Yeah,
I know nothing about
really
soccer,
like
but I'll
that's
tell
the
you.
Champions League final. Champions League final. It's on Saturday.
That happens this weekend. When is that going?
Saturday,
okay.
12 o'clock my time, so 3 o'clock your time. Yeah.
Sweet.
So, yeah, we'll be live all day Saturday. So, yeah, we got 5-on-5 boxing too. Wilder versus Staley Jane. Good shit going on.
So we got a lot of stuff going on. We got a ton of stuff going on this weekend.
Yep.
So tomorrow night is the NASCAR pod, and we'll be live for everything. We'll be live for the NASCAR races. We'll be live for the UFC. So there's a lot of parlay opportunities and a lot of chances to make money. So tune in, join the Discord, join the Patreon, all that good stuff. All right, so I guess that's it. Anything else, Johnny? Or you good to go?
Pretty much wrapped up. I'm ready for the weekend to go. I feel really, really good. Endless possibilities this weekend.
Yes, sir.
I feel great.
I agree, man.
And I got this feeling we're going to make a lot of money this weekend.
It's going to be a good weekend. We're not going to get rain shortened on the races. We're going to get the races in.
Yeah.
Going to make some money. All right, so that'll do it for us. I'm Tommy Z. That's Johnny Bravo. And until next time, good luck this weekend.
See ya.